Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss some musical artists. Some upcoming artists we are covering are My Chemical Romance, Typo Negative, and Creepshow, along with our 100th episode with Nirvana. If those interest you, please like and subscribe, it really helps the channel out. Today's artist, though, is the Misfits. We will be ranking the 6 studio albums, only the Danzig stuff, because really, that's the Misfits. You know, songs like
That's it.
Bullet, about the JFK assassination, which reminds me of 11/22/63 by Stephen King. Um, Stephen King, surely you are a Misfits fan. Let us know on Twitter what you think of the Misfits. Give a Facebook shout out to Brian Day and Leah Irwin White. With me
Sweet.
today, he's a TV casualty, Tim.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
He ain't no goddamn son of a bitch, Will.
I love it.
And joining us for the first time, our special guest, the Queen Wasp, Kat.
Nice, thanks.
And he works at the Devil's Whorehouse. That's Jason.
That was one of my art ones. All right.
Well, you took my casualty one.
Well, maybe you can deliver it better, you know?
Exactly.
Make it your own.
All right, so I guess we're going to start with doing our color coding here, our must-hears, proceed with cautions, and trash. I can go first if you'd like.
Please do.
I'm going to say, it's the Misfits, you know. I'm going to say they're all green, but number 6 could be yellow, but you might as well. Might as well put them all.
Dedication, man. I like it.
What about you, Tim?
Yeah, must hear this all the way down. And, pointing out that we're only doing, we're doing the real Misfits, but there are other releases out there that say the Misfits, but those are all trash.
Those were on here.
On
The
so
color
many
coding
levels.
would be a little bit different.
Yeah. So if you actually want to like the Misfits, this is all you need, and it's all green.
All right, Cold Quit. What about you?
1 and 2, and the rest will be yellow. And I have my reasons for that I will become abundantly clear throughout the entire episode. But
what'd you say? 1 and 2 are green, and the rest are yellow.
Yeah, and the rest are all yellow.
Caution.
That's just enough.
And I could already see that argument, so you're okay.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Kat?
1 and 2 green for sure. 3 is yellow. 5 and 6 green.
Oh, nice. I like that. I love hear things that are ranked high, but are just
4?
on the edge, you know?
I absolutely love the Misfits. Super fan. I listen to a Danzig product daily. I have for many, many years. Tim knows this.
Same.
That's why you're the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the spooky season. I got my Halloween tree up. My kid drew us a new little picture here with some ghost and a cat.
They just opened a Spirit of Halloween next door to my house. So.
Oh, I post that one of the margarita
I
places
saw
has
that, yeah.
become a Spirit of Halloween. That capitalism's quick.
All right,
Maybe
so
some connection issues.
Yeah, I think so. You there, Cole?
Anyway, we got our colors.
We got our colors. So, what is your relationship with the Misfits? Who wants to start that?
Guest first.
I could try to be brief.
Go for it, Tim.
Okay. So it all started one stormy Wednesday night in 1970. So yeah, I found the Misfits in 6th grade. Actually, I was introduced to the Misfits and basically the rest of my life on one afternoon after middle school. I don't even know where to begin. Yeah, so I found them in 6th grade. This would have, and then I picked up a tape. Then I had a CD. Then I had already started playing drums, but this was around the same time. So this is in my musical DNA. Even before Nirvana, I already had a grasp on how to play some Misfits stuff. And yeah, like Kat said, I every day think about a Misfits song, and I'm listening to something monthly since 6th grade, and I'm old, so it's been a long time, and that relationship is still a-okay good.
I don't remember how I got into Misfits. I mean, I remember Kat having a lot of Misfits. I remember she got the Coffin. They just always kind of just been there, and I picked up a couple albums. I've always liked them, no issues with them, so I'm not obsessed or anything. Highly influential band, though. I mean, I listen to so many other bands. It's like, yep, that's the Misfits. So,
Yeah, it's true.
what about you, Katrina? What's your relationship with the Misfits?
Well, I was a Danzig fan first. I absolutely adored them, still do. And then I was reading Metal Edge when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and James Hetfield was wearing a Misfit shirt. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I, did a little research, and he talked about the Misfits in the interview, and I checked it out and hooked. Um, they totally changed how I hear music, and it changed my preference.
I will say
Nice.
I probably heard Mother before I heard the Misfits.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think I heard the Misfits first, honestly. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, that day I was, I was just a dumb kid in 6th grade listening to whatever was on the radio, which at the time was a lot of
Wasn't the Misfits?
nonsense. And then one day somebody showed me 4 bands that completely changed my life. And they were the Dead Kennedys, Jerry's Kids, the Misfits. And then on the way out, he handed me a Metallica tape because it had a Misfits cover on it. And he was like, hey, here you go. Check this out. And to this day, the Misfits are kind of ground zero for me. Like everything in my life kind of comes from these albums. And,
Makes a lot of sense.
we'll get into that when we start talking about all the horror movies and, fun Halloween stuff. So, yeah, great stuff. Great stuff.
All right, what about you, Cole? What's your relationship with Misfits?
I guess I don't really have one, to be fair. Like honestly, like, and part of the reason why colors are weird is because the first hardcore and real like punk band you hear is the one you care about most, and to me it's like it's just a matter of like where you vibe, and for me like Black Flag and Minor, so and just knowing Danzig previous about the Misfits being a thing, like, no offense, Katrina, but it soured me very much on this band before I even listened to them, to be fair.
Fair enough.
That's just where I'm coming from. Apologize. I mean, I think Henry Rollins sucks too. I think Black Flag pre Henry Rollins is awesome. I don't really care for Henry Rollins either. It's not about that weird cultural argument about which is better, Henry Rollins or Glenn Danzig, which is a weird thing that created a homoerotic comic book series. Well,
I actually have those.
They're wonderful. They're great. I love them very much. I know, I'm sure Henry and Glenn aren't appreciative of it, but I think it's awesome.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. So like I knew more of their music just from going to Halloween at the local bar where there's always the Misfits cover band that plays. In Mobile, they're known as the Shitfits. I'm sure they're known as Shitfits. Literally every town in the country.
We're not covering those albums.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, they're doing the old shit, They're not.
No,
doing,
I know. But
to be fair,
yeah,
I
that's a joke.
I haven't heard the other stuff with the other guys, that's not, so I don't know. I can't judge that. But for real, like I know Where Eagles Dare. That's always been a badass song and I will love it forever. But beyond that, I didn't have a whole lot of knowledge of their discography until we got here. And that's where we are.
All right. Well, I guess we will start with Static Age, even though that technically didn't come out to 96, but
Yeah, god damn it. What the
doing,
fuck?
top 2 or are we doing top 2 or
for 6? You want to save the top 2?
Well, or are we just going to go?
Fair.
You just want to go?
We can save the top 2.
I think top 2. I think more than 5, we should have a top 2. We just kind of keep to ourselves, I guess.
We're still working through this whole new process. So if we talk about an album and it's your first place or second place, just say, I'll talk about it later. It's in my top 2. We'll get to it at the end.
Let me figure out what my top 2 are real quick.
Static Age. I can talk about this one. Anybody else?
Then go right ahead because it's in my top 2.
Yeah,
I'm just here as well.
Guys. I'm just here to learn.
Well, it's my number 4.
Wow, cool. Okay.
I mean, it's great. I recommend it. It's perfect. I mean, really, the only song I don't really care for is Dean on this one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I like this is my number 4 too, actually. So yeah, I like it. It's really good. It's fun.
Comeback.
I think
that was
from Mars is hilarious. I love the fact that the word "angel fuck" is sung the way it is sung. There's just a lot of I mean, dude, Last Caress. Come on, man. As much as
it's got Last Caress, it's got fucking We Are 138, Teenagers from Mars.
It's got my least favorite song, Attitude, but everything else is great. TV Casualty is awesome. Some Kind of Hate's hilariously fun. Hollywood Babylon is dope. I really loved Hollywood Babylon a lot, for sure.
Yeah, it isn't really. I mean, it's like Essential Misfits, but still number 4.
It was recorded in 78, but it wasn't released in its entirety until as disc 4 of the box set in 96, and then on its own in 1997. But this release, the standalone version, has the 3 bonus tracks and like a hidden track outtake reel that aren't on the box set. So you can almost say all you need is the box set, but you do have to get this one as well for the last 3 songs. Otherwise, it's all available on the box set.
Okay.
As it should be.
Yeah.
If you're going to spend money for a box set,
you should get probably everything. Half the songs were released during their original run on singles. Glenn would sometimes remix them or whatever, but so some of those songs were, straight classics. The other half wouldn't come out until 1985 and then 86 and etc. But yeah, okay.
Where are you ranking it? Oh wait, you can't.
I'm going to talk about it more later.
Okay, gotcha. I'm slow on the uptake sometimes. I apologize.
That's all good.
All right. I guess we're going to talk about Walk Among Us. I can talk about it.
I can talk about it too.
Nice.
Well, I guess we're going to just jibber jabber about those albums at the end. But
all right.
You guys let us know.
Here we are.
Well, it's my number 3. Like I'll explain that later. But
I'll just because you're going to be positive, and that's not. And so that's I'll go first, so we can finish it with a spoonful of sugar. It's my number 6. Granted, I put it as yellow. I think it's if this is something you're into, you're gonna love this fucking record. Like, there's no question about that, man. If you don't like the Misfits or Danzig, you're not gonna like any of this. Like, so it's still awesome if you're into it. It's my only, and this is all personal on my end, and I'm have the right to change my opinion about it later. The only way I've heard it is through a crappy encoded YouTube stream because I couldn't find it on my normal sources, and I don't own it, and I'm broke, so I'm not going to go buy it. This is not going to happen right now. So for me, it just sounded bad, and also a lot of these songs are featured on one of the compilations, which I did hear in high fidelity. So that's the only reason why it's number 6, man. It could have been 5, 4, or 3 at this point. Really, it'd have been fine.
So yeah, the licensing rights for these albums are always kind of goofy. Every time Danzig allows something else to be streamed, he takes something away. And in the last month, we've got the Black Aria from 1992 is finally streamable. But then Walk Among Us disappeared, as did the Lost Tracks. So who knows? But yeah, eventually you'll hear it. And I would recommend giving it another spin. It's only a 30-minute album, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is like perfect Misfits. This is what it's got, the horror. It's got more of the pop. It's not as rough as the next one we'll talk about. It's got fucking Astro Zombies, Vampira.
That's Skulls.
I Turn Into a Martian. I mean, it's. I mean, I don't. My notes are just. It just says, I mean, again, a pretty much perfect album, all great songs. And then I just list fucking Skulls. I list all the songs. The Woes and I Turn Into a Martian have been copied over and over throughout the years. 20 Eyes in my head. Really fucking great album. Let me get this in my notes.
Yeah, no, I do love most of the songs on it. And the only reason why I'm ranking it lower is because there's another release that has a lot of these songs that sounded better to me. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see that. But it's my favorite, like, real Misfits.
Word.
All right.
And technically, it'd be the first real Misfits album that was released onto the world.
Which is
It's true.
insane.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Earth AD.
No. That's the only one I don't have.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Not my favorite. Just not. It's if you like thrash, I can see why you would like that one better. It just seems it seems sloppy to me. But
that's fair.
I still love it. I still listen to it. I just don't own it. I need to because it would complete my collection. But yeah, I could see somebody who likes thrash would appreciate that one.
Dude, Earth AD is like proto Doom. I love it so much. That song kicks ass. Like I like the later kind of more metallic stuff, unfortunately, than the poppy or punky stuff. So I definitely like where you got this put, Katrina?
3. I'm sorry.
3?
No,
Okay.
it's 6.
Oh, 6. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's my least favorite. Yeah.
It's my number 3.
So I've got a fun story about this album. I bought it on cassette once, and I'm the only owner of this cassette. I remember where I purchased it, like in a real store inside a mall. And yeah, clearly it's Earth AD, right? But when you pull out the tape shell, like the shell is collection 1. So all those songs are listed, and it just says Misfits. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah,
you can see it. Yeah.
And then you listen to it, and what's on the tape?
Earth AD?
Earth AD.
Oh, wow.
You know how long it took me to, because, the sleeve has Earth AD written song titles, but there's a whole bunch of song titles on here. So I'm like listening to it, trying to figure it out.
The Misfits releases weren't confusing enough, so like Glenn's like, well, we're just going to change this just to fuck some kids up.
Like hearing that,
and again being ground zero, like, I mean, you could pretty much pinpoint my love of collecting weird releases straight from that, because nobody I've talked to knows anything about this, but it's a real thing. And there are books written about all the pressings of this album, and no one's got any info on this.
I feel like it was intentional at this point. Like
There's a lot of coincidences I have with this band.
Probably worse.
But anyway,
the whole discography resembles Entropy in its purest form. Like, it's just chaos. It has to be planned. It's too good to not be.
I've got it in 5th place. This just wasn't. It's still good.
12 songs and it's 17 minutes. You can't beat that. It's so awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, there's some great songs. You know, Hellhound, We Bite could be top song contenders, but like overall, Walk Among Us and Static Age are better. They're more, I guess, that pop ear that Cowboy has. You know, not that the Misfits are pop, but they're
okay. So
more melodic on the other.
I've got an unpopular opinion about this album that no one ever hears about, but this is kind of the only album in the entire Danzig catalog where he's kind of following the trend. Because in '83, hardcore punk was a real thing.
Yeah, and this record, I think, influenced hardcore more so than punk.
What came after this album is undeniable. But at the time of its recording, they're playing shows with the Circle Jerks and Bad Brains and, Black Flag and the Necros. And like, they're here and like they're at the forefront of hardcore. And this influenced so much more than hardcore because it also did kind of reach into the metal world and influence thrash and therefore death and everything else that came after that. 12 songs, 17 minutes. How good's your band?
I should love this album more. I love bands like Iron Reagan and Municipal Waste.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I guess I just don't expect it from them. And I can't.
I like it. For me, it fits because the horror vibe should be less poppy. It should be more dark and more aggressive to me. So this record fits more with my ideal of what the Misfits should sound like but I'm also who doesn't shit about shit. So
that's what Sam Hain is for.
Yeah.
I can see where Sam Hain came from.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
that is totally fair.
But I want Misfits when I hear Misfits. Right. You can definitely see where Sam Hain and Danzig came from. But when I want to listen to Misfits, I want to hear, poppy horror punk, not, sick of it all, who I love, but
it's clobbering time, y'all.
Well, but again, 17 minutes is much better than, a 50-minute album of it or whatever.
And that's why I guess it's sloppy. I mean,
I'm the same. If I want Misfits, I want poppy horror punk.
Tim, where you got it ranked, dude?
I'm putting it at number 4.
Okay. That's we all have very, very varied opinions on that record.
I do. I think it is a seminal album that is well worth 20 minutes of your time to check out at least once in your life. And I listen to it all the time. It's a good, it's like, it's a 20-minute timer. Like I put it on all the time.
It's perfect for cardio. You just put it on when it's done, you're done,
Yep. Yeah.
Like I do fucking cardio.
But you got songs like Earth AD is The Hills Have Eyes. So they're still keeping with the old horror movie themes. Die Die My Darling, of course, classic movie. The rest of it, it gets a little, it's pretty comical. Some of these songs are comical lyrically. Like Wolf's Blood, Demonomania. Yeah.
Devil Lock, bro.
Hellhound.
They got a song about the hairstyle, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. But Queen Wasp kicks ass. Death Comes Ripping kicks ass. And you got Green Hell. Everybody talks about Last Caress, but don't forget Green Hell.
Earth AD kicks ass.
Earth AD, yeah. Every song on here kicks so much ass. And it's over in maybe a minute and 20. But you do get Die Die My Darling, which is, kind of a poppy song. So it's not all hardcore. There is melody here to be found, but it's not as apparent as, say, something like Static Age, where it is all melody. But it's here. And then, if you're listening to Samhain too, not only is Samhain a complete left turn musically.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. But lyrically, it is more in line with Earth AD, I think. If you take away the comic aspects of it. Yeah, it's number 4. I do think there are better releases. But yeah, I do love it.
All right. I guess now we're going to talk about Legacy of Brutality. It's not in my top.
Yeah, it's not in my top either.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in either. It's nobody's top because I think we already know what Katrina and Tim's top 2 are.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I mean, what's there a 2-song difference? It's
but that one song.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I gotcha. I should be more offended by it than I am, but I'm just not.
Well, for me,
and technically, I think it would be 4 songs.
I'm a hardcore kid, so there's a band called American Nightmare. It was very, very prominent in like the mid-aughts, I guess, maybe early aughts even. Maybe even the 90s. Shit, man, my timer is bad. But anyway, the band fucking rules. They're amazing, and I've always loved them. And I didn't realize they actually took their name from this song, which is probably taking it from a movie that I don't know, to be fair. I don't know. But yeah, I don't like Elvis. It's part of my problem with Danzig is that I hear a lot of Elvis, and then always gets on my nerves.
Yeah,
so,
that American.
This song sounds like literally a scary Elvis song. I hate it every second.
Wait till you get to the Danzig Sings Elvis album.
I actually liked it.
No, well, different strokes, different folks, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm probably in the wrong here, honestly.
Who Killed Marilyn's great though.
Yes, it is.
Which is one of the 4 that's not on Static Age.
Yeah. So what's the story of this one?
So
Who Killed Marilyn?
This came out before Static Age, right?
Say it again.
This came out before Static Age, technically? No, it didn't.
Yeah. So the story on this is the first collection of songs that came out after the band broke up. And basically what you have is half of the first time anybody heard Static Age.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't on singles. And then there are a couple other things, like this is the first time anybody had heard Who Killed Marilyn. I'm double checking here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is the first time anybody heard Where Eagles Dare.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have American Nightmare. And
Halloween.
And Halloween. That's the 4th one, which was a single, so people had heard it, but it wasn't on an album until Legacy of Brutality. It's going back to how, before I get there, it's 13 unreleased cuts above the barcode. So yeah, technically all of these songs that end up on Static Age, this was the first place you could get them. But yeah, a fun story about this album is that Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age and Caius and a whole bunch of other bands, this was his first album he ever got.
Dude, for real, honestly, listening to this discography, I was like, I hear a lot of Queens of the Stone Age. I hear a lot of their riffs.
Yeah. Well, and I hear a lot of Misfits and Queens of the Stone Age, which is probably why I'm such a fan. Yeah. I mean, I hear the Misfits everywhere. And this was a very important release. You can get it in the box set, but it is also a standalone thing. And going back to the collecting, of course, if you have one, hold on to it and take care of it because it's worth some money.
Word.
Yeah.
So, hey, Tim, or Katrina, whoever knows the answer to this, the version of Where Eagles Dare on here sounds different than the one that's on the compilation. Is that my ears or is that legit?
That's legit.
No, that's legit.
Okay, because I like this version better than the compilation version, but I just wasn't sure why. Okay, there's something different in the mix or something, or recording.
So one of the fun things about Legacy of Brutality is Glenn Danzig is actually playing most of the guitar on here.
Oh, really?
Overdubbed previous members' parts.
So the one on the compilation is the original band recording it?
Most likely, yeah. Or a different remix.
That makes all the sense because it's way more bass heavy on the comp. Okay, all right. That's awesome. I like learning things.
Yeah, another fun thing you get to, like say, let's take Static Age on here. It is the same recording as what's on Static Age, but with a new guitar track. And then the same when it comes up on Collection 1, that's the same recording that's on Static Age, but with a different guitar track.
Jesus Christ. Why?
And then mixed differently as well. And some of these also have replaced bass. I mean, yeah.
That's so hilarious. That's amazing.
Didn't he re-record them when a member left or was kicked out? Isn't that why?
I don't know if it was that soon, but he was sitting on all the master tapes. And so when it came time to release this and both the collections, he was able to do whatever he wanted with the master tapes. And he did.
As he should.
Yeah.
As he should. It's his. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, because we're not going to talk about this anyway at some point, but I have to bring it up. From the new Misfits, are there any original members?
Like
Jerry only.
Just one person?
Well, are we counting Doyle as an original member?
I don't know.
Well, he's not really an original member. He was in because somebody didn't show up to record. Was it?
Okay, so it's only one original, legitimate original person in the new band.
Well, sort of. He was kind of road crew. He did a lot of work for them. Nobody did. Glenn did. Everybody's a hired gun.
He wrote everything? Really? He was like the Billy Corgan of punk rock back then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and still is.
I didn't know that. God dang.
Yeah, with Sam Hain and Danzig. Everybody's a hired gun.
Well, I mean, even then, you can have hired guns that still work as a unit with other people creatively,
Well,
there's a difference.
That's
why I'm saying the
25-year history of dealing with other musicians, but we're playing Glenn's songs.
Right.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That explains a lot, honestly. It really does.
And yeah, 3 different band names.
Because this is some Billy Corgan level schizophrenic
OCD
shit about re-recording and re-releasing things just to spite other people. So, yeah. All right, I got it.
I mean, maybe a tinge of narcissism there, but I mean.
I mean, you have to if you're gonna. Honestly, in defense of narcissism, if you do something really great out of it, I'll forget. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Isn't that why they broke up? Was because he thought the other band members weren't putting in enough effort and practice, and so he's just
part of it.
Oh God, that's so brilliant.
Sure, and I'm sure that's why the DSM keeps getting revised because of people like that. But, I mean, it's his art.
Yeah.
Well,
and
we haven't gotten to that.
Make good art. That's just a fact.
All right. Let's hop back over here.
Oh yeah, we haven't ranked it. Where's it going for everybody?
It's go ahead.
Aren't all the greens one?
No, the greens just mean they're good enough for you that you would say you have to hear this record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your number one will be your number one.
It would probably be 3 for me.
Yeah, because really, honestly, Static Age exists too, right? Yeah.
It's my number 6 because wow, these are so hard to fucking rank because they're so weird. The songs are all fantastic, but you hear them in other places. So it's hard to. Besides the 2 songs and then all the crap Tim just talked about, one of those songs is really great. The other one is ugh.
Yeah.
So that's my number 6.
It'll be my number 5. But you know what? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just gonna have to philosophically. I got to switch 5 and 6. I have to switch 5 and 6. It has to happen.
Well, a mulligan.
Well,
Little one.
dude, honestly, it's because the sound quality of my experience of it. And honestly, Legacy Brutality really doesn't, outside of Where Eagles Dare, doesn't add a lot to Static Age at all. Whereas there's a lot more good songs on Walk Among Us than there is comparison to a re-release of a record that I should have heard first anyway, kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. Where Eagles Dare is great and I love it forever, always, but it doesn't make it better than the Static Age or Walk Among Us, honestly.
All right, this is going to be good.
I'm sorry. Can y'all hear my dog? I'm sorry. It is whining.
That was appropriate.
Half of us have the same 1 and 2, and the other half have the other same 1 and 2.
Say hi. Say hi.
Well, hello.
Wait a minute, Tim, where are you placing it?
I'm placing it at number 5.
Oh, I know where this number 6 is coming from now, and I think I like it, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. I like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 2v2 here at the end, I think. All right. Up next is The Collection, Misfits. It's in my top 2, so I'm not talking about it.
Yay.
Where's yours?
So, like, what is the new thing on here that separates it? Is it London Dungeon?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What about
Ghouls
And-
Night Out? Ghouls Night Out, yep.
That's different
Ghouls Night
too.
Out.
Because I liked both of the. I mean, I like Ghouls Night Out a lot. I don't remember London Dungeon, honestly, to be fair.
It's a good one.
But again, all the songs that are going to appear on the Static Age or Walk Among Us are here in different remixed versions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get that as well.
No, I liked this a lot, but I liked it because it was more convenient. Like that was it. Like it's 2 really good records all put together in one thing, and it's fine with me. I like it.
All right. You got anything to add about that one, Kat? Ready to rank it?
Horror Business. I'll probably rank this 2.
Oh, is
It's
it
in your top 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our math is messed up here then.
Yeah, that means we didn't place either Static Age or Walk Among Us.
Oh. Should we go ahead and do that?
Well, we got to pick one of those to not be in your top 2.
You can only have 2 in the top 2.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Static Age is number 1.
All right. I mean, let's just break down the walls, dude. Let's just do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Static Age is 1. All right. You said this one was number 2.
Yes.
All right. I think we're back even now, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Tim
She'll
and
have to
Jason,
place
you'll have to
Walk
rank
Among
yours.
Us.
Unless it's in the top 2.
Oh yeah. Where's your Walk Among Us?
Walk Among Us is number 4.
Okay.
All right. Tim, where are you placing that one?
Collection 1, also known as the Misfits. I'm placing it at number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's essential. If you only hear this and Collection 2, you're good. And of those 2, if you only hear this, you're good.
I so know you're number 6 now. That's beautiful. All right.
Okay.
All right. What about you, Cole? Where are you placing?
It's in my top 2. So I mean, are we going to talk about it now or just wait?
Yeah. Let's finish.
Fuck it. Yeah, it's my number 1
Yeah.
because it's 2 of the best records in my opinion, other than Earth ADD, which I feel like is just a standalone EP that.
And you get half of Earth AD on here.
Yeah, I mean it's just it's a perfect for me. Like the reason why it's green and not yellow is because this compilation is very much one of the only things you really need to hear out of this whole discography. Like this is one of them to me. Everything on it's awesome. There's Skulls I fucking love how stupid that song is, and anything it's on, I love for real. Like, it's just so great. And Horror Business is fun. Ghouls Night Out was surprisingly one of my most favorite songs by this band, and I think this is the only place you can get it other than the box set, right?
Yes.
That one.
Because
I mean, I don't remember it being on the other albums, but I might be misremembering. But it was dope when I heard it.
Yeah.
Ghouls Night Out was originally on the Three Hits from Hell single.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, okay. So this is one of the only really ways you can get it. So that alone puts it at number one for me.
Okay.
It's my number one as well. Really, this like Will's like this is really all you need is the two collections for the most part. Like, unless you want to get crazy and start diving into all the.
And then all you need is the box set and Walk Among Us.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
I mean, this has everything on it that you could want. It kind of covers it already. You know, you got Horror Business, you got Skulls, London Dungeon.
You got Where Eagles Dare too, even if it's a subpar version. It's on here.
Yeah, I mean, that's the version that I knew. So
yeah.
So that's Wolf's Blood. I mean, it's
Hollywood Babylon's on here. Like, you know, it's Tears from Mars is on here, and we don't care. Like, there's so much good shit on there.
It's
great.
All right, I guess we're gonna move on to the collection 2.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Everybody hold up their skull.
Ooh, now we gotta. Okay. What
so question about this.
What color you guys got?
So the last.
Black.
So like maybe what like the last 5 tracks of this are not Danzig singing. They're the new guy.
No, it's all Danzig.
This is all Danzig.
It is. Okay, because it sounded different to me for some reason. Like the recording was so different that it didn't sound like Danzig.
Tracks are different.
Well.
Oh wait, you're looking at
the. Oh yeah, no, that's the inner sleeve.
Okay, see, I don't even have an inner sleeve.
Yeah, I got an original first press red.
Nice.
This is a plan. No, that's a Caroline.
Yeah, this is the only one that doesn't have Plan 9 on it.
Yeah. Well, this was part of the lawsuit that resulted in the Misfits continuing as a live band and the box set coming out.
What do you mean? Like, I mean, I know that happened, but
so part of the deal was basically that Jerry and Doyle were allowed to use the name for touring, and the box set would come out on Caroline. But part of that deal was Glenn got to put out a compilation as well.
I mean,
and so this is what you got. So you've got you got again some remixed versions. Like this is the first time other than the original single that Cough Cool was available, which is technically their first song, and this is a different remix. The original, of course, had keyboards. This has guitar.
I want to hear the original then. Shit.
The original is awesome. Mephisto Waltz is a conversation in and of itself. If you know, you know. Technically, we don't think that's a Misfits song, but here it is on a Misfits album.
So wait, what's the story there? Because I have no concept. What?
The story there is in the first Samhain rehearsals after the Misfits broke up. That song is either Glenn and Eerie Vaughn on drums and bass, or Glenn and Steve. I've heard both, but both Eerie Vaughn and Steve Zing ended up in Samhain. So technically it might be a Samhain song, but they felt it worked better for the Misfits. I actually was re-listening to the Thrasher interview with Pusshead the other day, and he does mention the song in '86. So 9 years later, people got to hear it. So it was a real thing.
The Sam Hain guitarist played on this, like he did the guitar overdubs.
No, most of this would be Glenn.
Oh, okay.
Word.
I mean, this is all you need. You get collection 1 and 2, and
you get Halloween 2 as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is weird. Okay.
One of the 3 songs that Sam Hain did redo.
Lovely.
We Are 138, Attitude, Return of the Fly, Rat Fink.
Yeah.
It's my number 2.
Same. It's my number 2 too. I just feel like if you have both of these,
We do.
you know, unless you want like the super rare bonus tracks, you know, in the box set or whatever, you know, but you got it, man. You're good.
And I guess it would be Cat's number 5.
Number 5.
Why is that, Cat?
I like the other ones better.
Fair enough.
Except Earth AB.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we're going to go. We're going to go with commercial break.
Yeah, what order you got, Tim?
I know.
Static Age is number 2. I think if it came out in 1978, music as we know it would have changed. Based on what the Misfits were able to do without this actually being out, this is one of the most important punk rock albums of all time. And you have to hear it. Even in the Doorway, which was the new song on this release, because of course She and Spinal Remains were available on Legacy Brutality, but they weren't on the box set version of Static Age, so those are exclusive to this release. But the mix is classic. It sounds amazing. I still put this album on at least twice a month. Every song, just classic stuff. And yeah, if this had come out in 78, I think the Misfits would be more in the conversation with the Ramones and the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy to me that
Clash.
This technically should have come out in 78. That's bananas.
Yeah. Well, and what makes it even more bananas, if you know the story, they were able to record this because Mercury Records wanted to use Blank Records for one of their imprint labels, but that's what Glenn was using. So, and he owned the trademark. So, in addition to the trade for selling Mercury Records, selling Mercury Records, Blank Records, they were given 30 hours of studio time. And so they cranked out 17 songs. That's pretty punk rock. And one of the people that actually engineered that deer is now the current manager of both Metallica and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, who are both worked by Q Prime Management and Cliff Bernstein.
It's sad that the most successful of those artists commercially is the one I dislike the most.
Same, but they are all managed by the same people who made this album possible. Of course, once it was recorded, nobody would actually put it out because no labels wanted to touch it.
It's ahead of its time.
And then so Glenn says, "Well, I lost Blank. Let's start Plan 9." And then the rest is history. So
it's ahead of its time.
Yeah, no, that's
I don't understand why nobody would put this out, considering Ramones and Sex. But somebody smart would have been like, "Yeah, no, what the fuck? Yeah, of course we're putting this out. This is what's happening, man."
There's New Jersey bias.
Possibly.
New Jersey, the Alabama of the Northeast.
Or, maybe when Bobby Steele started puking on John Lennon in Max's Kansas City, they said, screw these guys.
We don't want those Sex Pistols.
Yeah. But yeah, it's my number 2.
Nice.
All right.
Then, yes. Walk Among Us.
So this was the first one I actually purchased for myself. It was not the first Misfits I had. I had somebody had given me a cassette copy of a bootleg called Beyond Evil. I still have that cassette, and I have the bootleg on vinyl, but it's perfect. It's a perfect album. It just flies by. I listened to it again today, and it was like, man, I love all these songs. I prefer these mixes as opposed to the collections. You do get a live Mommy Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight, which I think sounds great and is hilarious at the same time.
And you got Skulls.
And you got Skulls. And you got I Turned Into a Martian. And you got Vampira. And you got fucking
Astro
Hate Breeders.
Zombies.
And Astro Zombies. You've got Astro Zombies. Do you need anything else? No. But we're going to give you Night of the Living Dead. And we're going to give you Violent World. And we're going to give you Nike a Go-Go. I mean, the album's fantastic. I love it. Start to finish. Fun fact, Brain Eaters was the only video they ever made. Look that one up.
Came out the year of my birth, too. So
Yeah, I have an interesting theory about that. The Misfits were active from 77 to 83, which are also the dates of the original trilogy Star Wars. And I think that people born between those years who are neither Generation X nor millennials.
We're zillennial. We're a crossbreed. We're zillennials. We're Gen X and millennials at the same time. Huh?
I like to call us Misfits.
Oh, I love you, Tim.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a coincidence.
Well, dude, holy shit, we knocked this out, man. We got it. I think anybody have anything else to add? Any closing remarks about these records?
Buy them. If you see one, pick it up and worship it, because it will only take half an hour of your life away, but it'll change the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't count the collection,
you're 10 to 14 or whatever.
If you like spooky stuff, like, because that's a vibe that doesn't fit to everybody, to be fair.
True.
If you have like the fringe feeling about spooky stuff, you should check out this band.
I think if you like any band that came out of the Hot Topic mallcore scene.
Oh yeah, no. I'd say if you're one of those Hot Topic mallcore kids, you know the Misfits already.
Yeah.
I don't think you gotta worry about that.
That's what I was gonna say earlier, because Tim and I have very different musical preferences for the most part. We cross over here and there.
It all falls under the same genre.
Like, it all goes back to the Misfits, because he was talking about the hardcore, they inspired this and this. I can do the same thing with like the pop punk, the Chicago scene, all that stuff. It all still stems from the Misfits. So
yeah.
They like, what's the word? They inspired like so many different genres of music. Psychobilly, there's so many branches.
Example for
the
every
Cramps. Like all kinds of
the Cramps, I think, were first technically.
Even Guns N' Roses covered.
So wait, hold on a second. Wait. So the Misfits, we're not going to put out that record because that's crazy.
Breaking up on my side.
Yeah, I did not understand a word of that, but
it doesn't matter. It was
the answer is yes.
Puff Daddy done found you. That's what's
happening. Yeah. I also kind of want to throw out that, so much music came from this. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, never mind. I lost it. Never mind.
Well, I think that's a perfect closer, honestly. That's a good ending. Yes, so much music came of this. That is very goddamn right.
I know. I remember what I was going to say. If you'll indulge me this real quick. But this is the perfect example why I tell every shitty band who never plays anywhere outside of their bedroom or a garage to record things. Because you never know when somebody's going to hear it and then you're going to be selling your t-shirts at Walmart. You just never know.
Montage of heck.
Yeah. But for real, it's only 3.5 hours worth of recorded music. Only an hour and a half of it came out when they were a live band or an active band. And the rest has just lived in infamy to the point where they're one of the biggest bands in the world. If not for merch, then just for recognizability.
Oh, everybody knows that skull.
Everybody knows the Misfits, even if they're wearing a shirt and can't name 3 songs. But
I'm proud that one of my favorite bands converged in their Jane Doe image was stealing from this, but in a way has become the modern generation's version of it. So I respect the Misfits for inspiring something I tattooed on my goddamn calf, for sure. That's
record that. If you're in a band, record yourself.
yeah,
Whether you put
even
it
if
out
it's
or
on a
not, it
shitty
doesn't
tape
matter.
deck.
Send it to us. We'll review it for free.
Maybe.
All right. Well, this has been our rant and
will.
rank for the Misfits. Leave us your rankings down below in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss our Misfits top songs and album art rankings. Top songs, I think, is going to be a very long episode. We
I think
really
artwork's
appreciate
gonna be longer.
check out our socials below, and as always, be safe and make good decisions.
This day, anything goes.
Thanks, Joel.